in the frozen heart of Eastern Europe, where the earth turned to iron, where breath became mist and silence became law. There existed a mission, so classified, so dangerous, that even its own commanders refused to say its name aloud. They would later call it Operation Silent Snow. A reconnaissance unit of 7 elite soldiers, hand-picked not for glory, but for disappearance. Their objective was simple on paper: move beyond enemy lines, observe, confirm the rumored existence of a hidden German artillery command buried beneath the forest Carpathian, transmit coordinates, return alive. They never returned. No bodies, no reports, no trail in the snow. Only a final radio transmission that ended mid-sentence, and a map still stained with frozen blood. These were not ordinary soldiers. Lieutenant Viktor Kaczmarek, strategist, linguist, survivor of 3 Eastern Front campaigns. Sergeant Alain Devereaux, French sniper, decorated for eliminating targets at impossible distances. Private Thomas Varga, radio operator, barely 21, yet already carrying the weight of a dying continent on his shoulders. Each man volunteered, not for medals, not for promotion, but because they understood something most did not. This mission was already written in ink before they ever signed their names. One soldier, Corporal Mikhail Novak, wrote in his pocket diary the night before departure, "If the snow covers us, let it be gentle." No one knows if he ever saw another dawn.
January 18th, 1944. Temperatures plunged to minus 26 degrees Celsius. The team crosses into Zone K-12, an unofficial term. Soldiers simply called it the White Grave. No birds, no tracks, no echoes, just snow layered over forgotten men and unfinished screams. Radio contact remains clear for the first 2 days. Then the tone shifts. Static bleeds into every transmission. Whispers begin to replace coordinates. Movement, not wolves, too slow, watching us. Command dismissed it as exhaustion, cold-induced hallucination. They were wrong.
Day 4. Private Varga performs routine radio check, turns around. Corporal Novak is gone. No sound, no struggle, no distant footprint. Only untouched snow, as if he'd been lifted directly from the earth. They search for 3 hours. Silence responds. Lieutenant Victor orders a halt. His request for extraction is denied. Command replies, "Mission priority outweighs personnel. Proceed." And they do, because soldiers do not choose when to matter. By day 6, men report shapes moving between trees, not shadows cast by moonlight, but shadows that moved independently. Lieutenant Victor forbids discussion over open frequency. Fear spreads quietly, like frostbite in the bones. Every branch crack becomes a threat. Every breath sounds too loud. Sergeant Devereaux whispers in French, "Something is hunting us, and it doesn't wear a uniform." Their maps no longer align with terrain. The forest bends into unfamiliar corridors. Snowdrifts rise like frozen walls. The radio coughs and dies, then returns with a voice that is not their own. "You are not alone." And for the first time, Even trained killers begin to prey.
Night falls heavier than the snow. The silence becomes unbearable. Crunching footsteps approach slowly, deliberately. A scream rips through the frozen air. Sergeant Devereaux is dragged into the darkness. Varga, shaking voice. "Command, we are surrounded. Something is moving beyond our light." And static. Victor, urgent whisper. "This is Lieutenant Kaczmarek. We cannot identify the threat. It is not retreating. If anyone hears this..." The snow. It's alive. Transmission ends. Forever.
3 days later, a rescue unit enters Zone K-12. They find the camp untouched. Weapons leaned carefully against frozen canvas. Coffee tins crystallized by ice. No signs of struggle. Only 7 perfect impressions in the snow. As if each man had been standing still, then lifted away. The official report reads, "Environmental casualty incident caused by extreme exposure." Yet a final handwritten note states, "We did not lose them. The forest claimed them." 3 days later, a rescue unit enters Zone K-12. They find the camp untouched. Weapons leaned carefully against frozen canvas. Coffee tins crystallized by ice. No signs of struggle. Only 7 perfect impressions in the snow. As if each man had been standing still, then lifted away. The official report reads, "Environmental casualty incident caused by extreme exposure." Yet a final handwritten note states, "We did not lose them. The forest claimed them."
Villagers refused to approach the region for decades. Hunters claimed they heard voices calling their names. 7 lights appearing in the distance each winter. Footprints leading inward, never outward. The war ended, but the silence remained.
Operation Silent Snow never entered official history. No monument bears their names. No ceremony remembers their end. Only the quiet forest and the snow that remembers. In winter, if you listen closely, you may hear the echo of a final warning. The snow is alive.